everybody, it's Kelly, and I am finally making good on a promise that I think I talked about in December when I did my Merry Christmas video, and that is that today I'm going to do a scrap room tour for you. Now, just a forewarning, I'm just starting this, so I'm not quite sure, but I am thinking that I'm probably going to need to break this up into more than one video if I really want to show everything. So, be forewarned about that. There might be parts, but we'll start out and we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so let's start the tour with just kind of an overview, and I'm going to pull back even a little bit more of what my room actually looks like. I'll pull back even a little bit more. So you have my desk area here. Here is my Calyx shelves. I'm going to come in just a little bit more. And then here is a former microwave cart that I have my printers on, and when I get there I'll tell you why I have two. One of the things I want you to notice is the animals on the wall here, or animal, but there's another one over here. So this used to be my dad's man cave. I actually rent my mom's condo because she's not here, so I actually, where I live for most of the year. So I actually rent her condo, and then she actually comes home and visits me. So anyway, so because that was my dad's, I scrapbook with things like this on my walls. And I do keep intending to put like a little confetti garland here between his antlers. I just haven't gotten there yet. The other thing I want to show you is right above my desk here is a scrapbook frame. And I'm going to come in closer, hopefully not making anybody sick, because I want you to see what this is. If I can, there we go. That right there, there we go, is my one little word layout. I think when I made that layout, and I do have a video for this layout from 2017, it'll be early in 2017, I put that in here, and that's pretty much where it stays for most of the year. My word this year is flourish, so I wanted to show you that. All right, so let's look at my desk area in general. I'm going to pull my chair out so you can kind of see. This is a desk that I got at, at Pottery Barn, and it's quite a few years old. It's more than 10 years old now. It was in a color called Honey Oak. They don't even make it anymore. I don't even know if they make this desk anymore, but I have a corner desk, as you can see. So it's really two file cabinets and then a tabletop here, or desktop really. So let's go over there and let's take a look at what's going on. The first thing you're looking at here is, this is my camera setup right here. So it's really an arm. I think it's by Best Tech. I bought it off of Amazon, and it's a clip that holds my phone. And then I just put that on like an old storage, you know, like it's a particle board storage unit to get it high enough. And then on that unit, I'll come in closer. I keep my homemade enamel dots. These are sequins, and I think I just bought these at Walmart, and I have 3 of them. This is right now my package of gold hearts and shapes, because I'm using them so much. I punched a bunch in my nephew's books. And then I have this little bin here. It's just a plastic bin that I got. It's ages old, from like probably Walmart. And I'm storing my Ellie Studio 3x4 and 4x6 cards there. I use them so much, I want them handy. I actually just got a package from them that I ordered, and and I just put like the spring and Easter ones like right in front so that I don't forget to use them. And then on the bottom here, I have this 31 bag. You can still buy these. It's just a little square, and I store my enamel dots and enamel shapes in here. That's what's there. And then you'll see my glue here, my Scotch Quick Dry Tacky Glue. I actually don't use it from there. I use it in a fine line. That's my camera remote, and some extra washi that I don't really use except to mark where my camera is. Then underneath there, you'll see my ATG gun just sits in this nice little garage, and then there's a full-size stapler. What I pulled back here is, that's a mount for my tablet, because oftentimes I'll watch things. I do use an OttLight, so that's part of my lighting for my video setup and for scrapbooking. So then I'm going to go to my left here to show you what's going on here. And right here, you'll notice on my desktop on the left here is a pile of something. And what this is packages of stuff that I have that are almost used. For instance, here's a package of enamel dots with 1 enamel dot left. the one right behind it is the same thing. It has two. So here's a little chipboard sheet. So anything that's almost used up, I leave there. It's just on my left, and I try to use them on my layouts. Then I store a lot of my stuff in wicker baskets here. So this one right here came from, I believe it came from World Market. Yes, it did. That one came from World Market. And I have journaling tablets in there. I have some spiral bound Old My Mind's Eye journaling tablets. These are tablets. These are all the little packages that Elle Studio product comes in. So I can use those on my layouts as layering elements. And then in here is where I mainly store my doilies. And then I do have some like chipboard freckled fawn hearts and stars that I use quite a bit. But most of this is doilies so that I can find them. And then in this little space right here between the two baskets is where I store my foam adhesive tape. And I'm almost done with this roll. So I do have, when I open a drawer later, you'll see the actual next one I have in waiting. And then I have two of these, one on my left side and one on my right that you'll see. They're baskets I bought at Target. Again, they're pretty old. They're more than 10 years old, so I don't know that you'll find them. And in here, this is my most used embellishments. So right here are my letter stickers, basically, my mini letter stickers. So subtitles, small titles, that kind of a thing. I do have some thickers here, and then my label stickers and that kind of stuff that's right there. Then this is our other embellishments. Both of these are other embellishments from other companies. So I have like puffy stickers in here. There is a little bit of wood veneer here. I have, you know, some old Maggie Holmes pins and stuff like that. So this is where stuff goes after I take it out of kit. They're not, yeah, well, I guess I could call them kits. So if I buy a collection with die cuts and that kind of stuff, or stickers or that kind of stuff, it stays with the collection until I feel like I've used the collection mostly up. And when I'm breaking it apart, or when I'm getting ready to break it apart, then that goes in here. And then over here, I didn't show you this, but there's miscellaneous 3x4 cards here. My Elle Studio kits, or kits, labels. I've got Jelly Bean Soup labels in here. There's some My Mind's Eye labels. Here's my stickers, tiny stickers from Boulevard. So that's all that stuff. Right here is my 6x6 paper pad collection, and I say that facetiously. I only have 3 6x6 pads and then one little thing of 6x6 paper there. So I don't have a lot of 6x6 pads. Personally, I find them hard to use. It's just a thing that I have a hard time doing. This is an old flower pot that actually was never used as a flower pot because the drainage was bad on it. I use it to store my tools, my most used tools. So my scissors and my tiny attacher, glue sticks, my my little tweezers that you see me use all the time, all that stuff is in there. That's just a mug with pen storage. I have this little dish, and I'm going to show you that. It was my grandmother's, and it's got a little shamrock on it. This grandmother wasn't Irish, but I am Irish, so when she passed away, I took it. So I keep little embellishments that like fall out of packages, and I miss that, and I'll just throw them in here. Or like these little gems kept falling out, so I threw them in here. So that's what that is. Like here's a little chipboard letter that needs to go back. So, and then the other thing I do is if I'm cutting apart my foam tape and I don't use it as wide as it is, I just stick it onto this, and then when I need small pieces, I'll grab that. Right behind that here, and I'll bring that out, is my little basket of Elle Studio embellishments. So that matches the 3x4 basket that I showed you before for the 3x4 and 4x6 cards. And in here, these are not Elle Studios. I think they're Freckled Fawn, but I didn't know how to store these. They were hard to store, so I put them in there. So I have my acrylics. I have more acrylic words. I have wood veneer in here. I do have some Dear Lizzie buttons here, but that's what all this stuff is here. So I use this stuff frequently, and you know, one of these packages disappears when I use the word, so it's like there's words in here. So anyway, so that's what that is. You can see I didn't talk about this, but I do have a Heidi Swapp mat on my desk. The reason I do that is my desk surface was getting really banged up. So I'm using that. One thing I don't like about it is stuff sticks to it, like die cuts and that kind of stuff, but it protects my desk. So I guess we're all good there. So then on the right side of me is my media basket, things that I would use for mixed media. So there's paint here. There's my fine line bottle with my tacky glue in it. There's some glossy accents. There's my undo adhesive remover. This is some stamp cleaners, different glues here. And then here are all my spray mists. And then I have, I'm going to show you this. These are the cards. Whoops. There we go. These are the cards that I do my testing on. So I can, if I'm looking for pink, I can go to these cards and I'll be able to find the pink ones I have and decide which one is the best. I don't have a ton of spray mist. I probably have more than some people and a lot less than other people, but that's what these are. And then what I do is these are the recollections tags that I just use to spray them on, and I just put them on a binder ring. And then here on the right here are my Nuvo crystal drops. Those are still new to me. I haven't played a lot with them, but I have those. And then I have just one of the Heidi Swap texture paste. It's metallic, so that's gold. And then I have a few old containers of flowers just sitting in there. You'll see more of those in a little bit. Over to the right of that is actually my coaster, so I can put my glass of wine on. Because, you know, scrapbooking without wine is sad. Anyway, and then here's my sewing machine. So all I have to do is pull that out and grab my pedal, and it's ready to go. And then in front of that is something brand new. I taped one of these already, and it didn't work. I had problems. So you wouldn't have seen this, but I was at Hobby Lobby last week, I think it was last week, and it had a 40% off coupon, and I bought the, and now I can't remember the name of it, Caterpillar Pro trimmer. You'd think I remember it. It was expensive, and I'm so excited. So this is really cool. I was using a really neat American Crafts ones that you could change out blades and do scallop cuts and that kind of stuff, but it's cutting crooked, and it was frustrating me. So I will probably still use that when I'm at crops and stuff like that. It's a little bit more portable, but that's my new baby. The cool part about this is it cuts 12 inches wide this way, but you can also put a paper with a border strip on it too and cut it this way through the border strip. So that was one thing I was concerned about because my old trimmer did that. I really liked it. All right, so next let's look in my drawers. Okay, so we're gonna look at my drawers, but first I have to show you a scrapbooking injury. Do you see those two fingers? Yeah, I pulled my chair out to show you the drawers and managed to pinch both of those fingers in my chair, which involved blood and 2 Band-Aids, which is just fantastic because I'm a massage therapist and I'm going to need to use this hand in a couple of hours. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use that hand. So anyway, scrapbooking injury. So let's walk you over to the drawer. This is the top drawer of my desk, and really it's just like my markers. I keep my markers here, and then a lot of other supplies like extra scissors and tape and that kind of stuff. Most of this drawer is more office stuff. Underneath that drawer, and by the way, all these dividers came from Bed Bath & Beyond, again, 10 years ago. So here are my glitter things, and here's the Heidi Swap lip shine that everybody's been talking about. Whoops, here it is. Sorry, I was holding it above. So there's a Heidi Swap lip shine that everybody's been talking about lately. I still have mine. So then the rest of this is just glitter, embossing powders, glitter, and then some stickles here that are too big to fit in my stickler thing. Here's some extra staples for my long arm stapler. Here's my label maker and my Crocodile, a couple other tools like this. Here's where I store my small punches, like a Creative Memories corner rounder. Here's my little tiny heart punch that I used all the time from, I think it's called, let me see if I can show you that. Yeah, it's called X. I got it at Ben Franklin. Back here are extra binder clips, and then some stick pins that I use to hold some ribbon on. extra cosmetic sponges for when I was doing stamping and edges and using those, and then more binder rings there. And then these are extra blades for that trimmer I was telling you about, that American Crafts trimmer. And even I still have a Fiskars trimmer that used to be my travel trimmer, so I still have that too. All right, next drawer. In this drawer, it's kind of a mishmash of things. I have my thread for my sewing machine, so I use mostly white, but there are other colors in here. And then this is how I store small embellishments. So these are like little hardware storage things for nuts and screws and that kind of stuff. So in this one, I have my felt and Heidi Swap acrylics. I have some sequins there that need to be moved into my little sequin drawers if I can get them there. And then here's another one. This one stores more miscellaneous stuff like that. There's some paper clips. I have some felt pieces, some photo corners. These are old, and I'm going to bring this up so you can see it. These are old little acrylic pieces. So lots of Heidi Swap clear embellishments in here too. Then the last one there is my flowers, the majority of my flowers, so I store those there. I have extra Tim Holtz ink pads because I have the rectangular one. I'm afraid those are going to go away. I just bought this because I'm almost out of this size of glue dots, and I can't fit it in my drawer where I keep those, so that'll sit there until there. Here's a cutting mat for cutting. That's what all that is in this drawer. Okay, so as I move over to the left, I'm going to just show you this. So under here are my 4x6 Cropper Hopper photo storage containers. I have 2 of them. These are all my pre-digital photos. I may never scrapbook those. From time to time I will, but more importantly, they're storing my photos. In these are little Cropper Hopper paper envelopes, and I store my extra page protectors, most of them in there. Then I have a couple of the storage units here with the inserts here, and I have my Christmas stored here, and then on top of that is my nephew's wedding album, all the embellishments, and on top of that are their pictures right there, and some ruffled trim that I just found. Sorry about that, it keeps blurring. But the ruffled trim that I just found. So I'm going to be scrapbooking that a lot this weekend. So basically it's a mess under there, but I wanted to show you that. So now let's go over to the drawers over here. And in these drawers are basically my adhesive storage. So all my ATG, I'm getting ready to go to a crop in about a month. So I've been buying it when I have a coupon. My glue dots. These are some Dear Lizzie foil hearts that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these things. They're huge, and they wrinkle when you try to put them on. My Xyron X. I have some foam dots here when I want to do smaller things, and a little bit more glue storage back there. Here's my fabric scissors. I keep that in a drawer so I don't accidentally use that. And again, those containers are all old from Bed Bath & Beyond. In here, I have my Cat's Eye inks and my big stamping block. Here's where my distress inks, most of my most used inks sit. So this is my Tim Holtz distress ink that you see me use all the time. And just on top of that, if you can see that, I keep my pad, my ink pad. And then the holder's right here so that I can use that. There's my Jenny Bolin inks with the ink pad sitting on top of that. A few other things, like this is a Versamark ink. This is where my UT is, if I ever would use that. I haven't used it in quite a few years, actually. Some old 7 Gypsies stamps, and then some of my date stamps are sitting down in here. These are the ones I use less, but I have a place where I use a lot more. So that's that. Then in my deep drawer, more of those storage containers. In the back is where I keep all my Cricut cartridges. I don't really use my Cricut very much, but I think I have 8 cartridges, and that's all I have. I just discovered I didn't use it as much as I thought I was going to, because they started putting out die cut packs and I didn't need them anymore. So, or I just don't use them anymore. Okay, so more of those storage containers. And this one are my buttons. You can see that. This one is my flare. Okay. This one is my small wood veneer. See that? And then I'm just going to put you over just so I don't have to take this out because it's hurting my fingers a little. That's my big wood veneer storage. So that's what's stored in this drawer. Okay, so next we're going to go to the top of that long cabinet, the long file cabinet. This is where my Cricut sits, so it's nice and handy. It's plugged in. I just don't use it all that much. Here's where most of my stamps are stored. These are the ones I really use now, and I just have them stored in an old basket that I have, and then I have my ink pads here. I have my block right here. This is really easy for me to pick up and just carry the 2 feet to my desk. I can also take it like this right to a crop. I want to show you this as well. I hope you can see this. Do you see my lamp? I'm going to pull back from it. But it's a lamp I got at Crate & Barrel, and then I just put this daisy trim on the edge of it. It's really hard to see this because it's in light here. But it's that they have little yellow centers because my original Scraproom was denim and yellow. So that's a fun way to dress up a lamp. All right, so let's go down here to the drawers in this unit. So here's where I told you you'd see the big roll of tape. That's the big roll of tape from Amazon. I have some smaller photo albums stored in here. Here's some extra 4x6 sleeves because I store my die cuts in those. And then under here is really my chipboard letters. So my individual chipboard letters like we all used to use and I rarely use anymore. But they're all stored here. And they're stored in larger hardware boxes. So that's what those look like. And I think I have 3 of these, which is really sad, but it is true. I don't use them nearly as much as I should. All right, so that's that. Next door here is a couple things. So first of all, this is, if you want to know, my video arm, my holder for my phone is from Best Tech. That's where I got it. I bought it on Amazon a few years ago, or a year ago, I guess. There's more of these hardware holders. This holds metal. So this, this is old. I don't go in it very much, but vellum came back. So this stuff will too, because vellum was popular about the same time this was. So there are more hardware containers there. That's just metal pieces. And then there's tags, like metal rim tags and that kind of stuff. Another photo album I have tucked in here. This is my Tim Holtz little mat. This is what I use when I travel. So when I go to crops, I take this so it covers the surface. Then I have my, I can't even think, my heat gun. This is a punch for file folders. And then this I'm going to show you. I'll take this out. What this is, we'll walk you over here. Sorry if I'm making somebody sick. But this is how I store my stickles. And I got this at my local craft store. So what it is it's just these little, what do I want to say, holders. And the bottles sit upside down like they should in them, and they just sit in them. So I have 2 of them. I don't have a ton. Well, I guess I have a decent amount of stickles. What I have about 14 of them. And then the bigger bottles that, like the Recollections ones, don't sit in here. So anyway, so that's what they were. And I bought them at my local scrapbook store for, I think these were $7.99 a few years ago. So I don't know who makes them. I just got them at my local scrapbook store. Okay, so now we've moved just to the right of my desk. See, there's my trimmer and my sewing machine. And there's file cabinets here, and then that microwave cart. So this file cabinet is basically a file cabinet for, actually it's this one, sorry. This file cabinet is basically a file cabinet for personal stuff, so I'm not going to show you that. And this one really, basically the only thing in here that would be of any interest is my photo paper is stored in here. So really boring. I'm not going to open these drawers because there's nothing exciting in there. So I'm going to walk up to this now. Sitting on top of these 2 file cabinets are these wicker baskets. I bought these at Michael's. This is one with the top on. This one has the top removed, just so that you know that. This is how I store my thickers. Okay, but before we get there, I'm going to just walk you right here. This is the pile of photographs that I have to scrapbook. And I don't scrapbook chronologically. I store chronologically, but I don't scrapbook chronologically. So that they just sit there, and then I just grab them and thumb through them to decide what I want to do. So there are a couple just kind of general photographs up on top here, and then I have them organized. Like, these are the photos of my grandsons that need to be scrapped. They're in these large 4x6 photo holders. I'll show you the small ones that actually go inside these. These are just of a vacation area that I go to often, so that's that one, and then these are mine for the 4x6 photo layouts I do. And then underneath are just, there's 2 envelopes of memorabilia from my nephew's scrapbook weddings, and then some just ephemera that I need to add into a layout, and it's big. I don't really keep most ephemera there, but in that case I did. All right, so next, and I'm just gonna grab this. This is how this one looks in the basket, and what it is these are all my Bella Boulevard chipboard alphabets here. Sorry about that. There we go. See the chipboard alphabets here, and then these are just letter stickers here. And all I did, these are some of my bigger, older ones that I don't use as often. All I did is I made these cardboard dividers and then stuck a color coordinated piece of washi on it. So this is where all my green letter stickers are. So I can just go through here, rummage through here, and know what's in here by color when I'm looking for something that I don't have. These are older sets of things. I just don't use them that often. That's why they're under a lamp, because I don't have to get to them so often. So I'm going to bring this back up so there's some light over here again for you. And then here, I mean, this is working scrapbook room, guys. It's not all pretty. Here's my thicker storage. And what I do, so this is a multicolored one, but again, here is a corresponding washi color tape here. So this is an aqua color or turquoise color tape, and here's where all my my thickers sit. I have them stored in these little plastic sleeves that you can buy on like Amazon. If you search on 6x12 plastic sleeves, you'll find them from lots of different people. I've bought them from more than one source, but these are all sorted by color. In the one underneath it are more thickers. They're stored on their sides, but their colors I don't use quite as often. Like my silver is down there. I have gray in there. I think I have yellow in there. I'm trying to think what else is in there. Orange is in there, a little bit of purple. So that's what's in here. Most of my thickers are stored up in here. And yeah, I have a thicker problem. I know. So anyway, next store, and I'm going to pull back again, are my paper trays. This is how I store my solid cardstock and my faux solid papers. And I'll show you what that means when I get up to it. Okay, so, sorry, I keep putting my finger in front of the camera. Sorry about that. Here, they're just stored in these 12x12 trays. You can buy them at scrapbook.com. So this is my cardstock here. And then these are my faux solids. So polka dots, I just saw a diagonal stripe behind there somewhere. This is just an all over pattern. There's a diagonal stripe. So these are what I consider faux solids. I shouldn't say that. If I buy this and it comes with a collection, it will stay with the collection until I mostly use the collection up and start taking it apart. But I actually buy papers to fill these. I love to use Bella Boulevard for background, so there's a ton of this. So I have them stored by color. So at the bottom, it's the pink faux solids, it's orange and purple together because I don't use a ton of that. And in this particular case, the cardstock and faux solids are stored together. Here's, next one is pink. Green, I do have stored in 2 different things. So green cardstock, green faux solids. This is turquoise, so turquoise cardstock, turquoise faux solids. Red is stored together, so the cardstock's on the bottom. And I just use these cropper hopper dividers there. They divide the cardstock from the faux solids. Navy, again, I've got that divided here. And then I've got brown here, yellow. This is black, white, and gray. These are some pages. These are some of those old Creative Imaginations pages, like the top notes and that kind of stuff here. And then I have some, there were these really cool calendar pages a couple years ago, so I have those there. I know you can't see much of them. And then right on top here is where I store, and I did it with my fingers again, sorry. I store my pieces of wax paper that I haven't used a ton of yet. I didn't note that, but my wax paper is stored in one of my desk drawers. So the wax paper that I've torn off and is still usable. And then on top of that are my chipboard sheets. So I'm going to pull back so you can kind of see up here because it's way taller than I am. It's bad when your paper's taller than you are, almost as taller as you are. So the small Boulevard sheets, larger 12 by 12 sheets, and then underneath those are sticker sheets, the 12 by 12 sticker sheets. So I kind of have them organized by manufacturer so I can just go to them when I need to get to them. All right, then let's come down here. This is my microwave cart here, and I used to have a home business. I still have my own business, but I used to have a home business. So I have this printer and scanner on here. I use that for my main printing stuff. And then down below is where my actual printer and scanner lives. Right now I have an album sitting there. That's for my nephew's wedding albums. I just don't have room for it on my Calyx unit. And so I just stuck it there for now. Eventually that will go to them, so I won't have to worry about it. All right, and then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to shut the camera off for a second while I open these doors to show you what's below there. Okay, so now I've got this open, and the reason I wanted to do this is you see that little Rubbermaid container. It's a Sterilite container. In there is how I store my ribbon. Other stuff that's stored in here, I put my extra ink cartridges here. Grab this. These are the sleeves that I store my thickers in. There's extra ones of those. And then my paper, my printer papers there, that kind of stuff is in here. Nothing too exciting. I have a pencil sharpener here. Kind of boring. Anyway, so here's my ribbon storage. I have two of these containers, and what I did is I have a piece of foam core, and then my ribbon is wrapped around them, and those pins that you saw before, I just pin the ribbon to it. Now that does get a little bit creased, but I also have a little tiny mini iron in one of those drawers actually that I think was covered because you didn't see it. But anyway, or actually it was the drawers underneath, which I didn't show you because that's more office supplies and that kind of stuff. So that's how I do my ribbon. It's how my ribbon is stored. Now I should use my ribbon more often. And then this one I just haven't, this came in a, I don't know, some sort of package, and I just haven't pulled it apart to put it on here yet. But that's how I store it. And then I just throw, if I'm done with the ribbon, I just throw the pins back. I haven't bought ribbon in so long, but obviously, you know, you can see I have plenty of it to use.